My name is Jerry Clayton. I play guitar, do production, and a little bit of everything and nothing new. We have a new album coming out May 29th, 2020 called Indictment. It's 12 new songs, some that we've been working on since Sean was in the process of coming out. We usually have 3 or 4 written when that album comes out. Kind of the same scenario now. We've got 3 or 4 written, before this record has came out. So for Indictment, I hear the Baroness, which that's not how you say it, Baroness, a lot. We went to see Baroness and Fallberry play, so I was super into Baroness, super into Elder. Towards the end of it, sort of discovered the new hardcore bands like Knock Loose and Jesus Peace and The End, and kind of got a little bit influenced by them. But I guess overall, mostly Baroness and Elder, really. I wanted to sort of explore a little more with like tones and like play a little more lead parts and have a little bit more sounds that come through the songs and things like that. um, I just wanted it to be a lot more, I don't know, different than the other album. um, my ongoing joke with myself is that we have bass guitar on this album, which we didn't have on Sean. So there's a little thickness to it, I guess, if that's a word. Um, Thickness that wasn't there, but yeah, I just wanted to, I don't know, just try to play a little more leads, try to play, have different sounds and different ambient tones and things like that through it, just to see if we could pull it off, more or less. Make it sound like nothing new, but be bigger. For nothing new, usually it's like when I sit down to record, I usually try to get all the drum parts situated first, and then the riffs kind of come around the drum parts. I assume most guitar players are the same way. They sort of write riffs in their head, stuff that would sound good, hearing sounds out in the world, and that would sound like a really good riff if it was done this way. But yeah, I usually write riffs around the drums. It just seems to come out a little easier if I can get the drums to 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 mesh first, and then write riffs to that. If I start writing riffs and then try to find drums for that, it usually seems a little forced to me. I cheat really when it comes to bass. Like, I more or less just follow the guitar. Um, Unless there's a part, where the guitars are gone, drop out, and it's bass and drums or bass by itself, I might try to write something, a little different, but I try to follow the notes. Um, there's parts in this record that, like I play the bass in a higher key than what the riff is because it needs it. So, but still in that, I just follow the notes. So I more or less, I consider it cheating. It's always guitar first right now. Um, I've tried to on the bass. It just, I don't know. It didn't. I don't. I'm not confident enough on it yet to really start from the bass. Usually the bass is the last thing I record besides vocals. Yeah, no, I usually start with guitar. Uh, so we, since it's just the two of us, we use a program called Easy Drummer 2. Um, I start with something that I like a drum beat, and kind of build from there. Um, sometimes there's been two songs that I've made a drum beat for. Um, it's a little difficult to do. It's a little time consuming. So usually, like the songs that I've got for the I get next record. Um, all those were just drum beats that I'd found in Easy Drummer. Buy MIDI loops and things like that you can put into Easy Drummer, and it kind of makes drum sounds. Just try to do it. Sometimes I start with a chorus. Sometimes I start with a verse. Sometimes I start with an intro and just build from there. Sometimes the riff changes the drum beats though. Like if I do like a intro, verse, chorus, and then go to record guitars, sometimes the best riff that would go with this verse, or the best riff that would go with this chorus, the drum beat might not. So some things get changed along the way, but most of the time that's just kind of how it goes. And like I said, I start with drums. Make sure that the drum parts get put out, like for an intro or a verse or a chorus, build from there. Like that. I usually record the guitars for that, and then kind of move on in sections. I don't know if that's the perfect way. I don't know if it's the right way. It's just the way that worked best for us so far. So for Indictment, it was an LTD EC 256. It was in B, just B standard tuning. And I went into a Line 6 Firehawk. I can't tell you what my tones were on it right off the top of my head. I think there was like a Mesa Boogie tone that I used for most of the record. And in that it has like your amp, your cab, and all the pedals you can control on the pedal board right there. So I took this that we were recording digitally, that I needed to go in digitally instead of sticking a mic to an amp. Thought it would be a little easier, and it's worked out. The bass is a Squire P bass. It usually just went straight into the audio interface, and I just kind of EQ'd it in the DAW, which we use Reaper. We've used a few plugins here and there to make sounds, and do stuff with voices and things of that nature. But that's pretty much it. I started using my Epiphone Les Paul custom on some of the songs, but for the most part it was the LTD that I used to record it. Kind of why the record now that we're working on after this, I kind of flip-flop back between both guitars. One record gets done with the LTD, one record gets done with the Les Paul. So that's pretty much it. I'll tell you about one, because and I go into it. The reason that we called the record Indictment is that we kind of had an ongoing joke that we were going to get sued for samples that we used on there, but I don't think we are. Everything went to DistroKid and everything's been approved, so realistically, I mean, I guess we still could, but probably not. We're not a big band. We're not, it's not like we're, I don't know, Slayer or something like that. But one was a skipping record. It's actually on the single, to be honest with you. Um, it's at the end. Andrew brought a record and that he wanted, and it's brand new, and part of it skipped, and he took a video or an audio sample of it, and it sounded really cool. So we, I don't know, fooled with it a little bit and changed it a little bit, and we used it at the end of the Somnambulist. Is that how you pronounce it?
I believe so.
Well, we just got a new website, www.nothingnewmetal.com. Really, that would be your best place to, because it's got links to our Facebook, our Instagram, our YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon. In the links you can go to our merch page, buy our, t-shirts, posters, um, you know, watch videos and actually stream music. And the one thing I haven't really told anyone is that you can, for Sean and the Transcend EP, you can actually download all the music into MP3 from the webpage for free. We stream everything, if you pay your monthly, streaming fees, or even if you don't, you still can get, find us. But I just thought it would be kind of cool to, give everybody a chance if they wanted to download it and, have it on their computer, whatever, burn CDs and play it in their car, they can do that. So from the website, you can actually download our last, the EP and Sean. Continuing recording, continuing building the Nothing New empire, continuing, trying to make everything sound better and be better and do, like the glory in Nothing New is that, we can call ourselves, whatever kind of musical band we want to do, but it's just us. We do it, we produce it, we put it out, we front everything, so we can do whatever we want. I would like to do, if anything, a black metal, if anything, an EP, if not an album. I just think it would be fun, change of pace for what we're doing, go from one extreme to the next. But Andrew's got a really good black metal voice, so I'd like to do a black metal one. I figure if we do that, it'll be after this next record. I'm record that we're working on, after Indictment. Me and him both have a lot of ideas for that. I guess the biggest one is just to keep it simple. Let's not blow this out of the water. Let's just do a heavy album. So I guess we're gonna do this one and then possibly work on black metal stuff in between it. I don't, past that, I don't know. I try not to think too far ahead, if that makes any sense.